Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. It's Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today we are discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 2 that just went off the air, and OMG, you guys. OMG. So we've moved from the linebacker episode in social media to now just the social media episode, and the reunion still, picking up, and it's just hilarious. And the episode starts off with Martell, like, he literally is not filming with anybody. Like, up until this point, like, the first episode, of course, was with Lewis at the gym, and now this time he's off by himself at a photo shoot for a calendar and has to call Destiny over. And at first I thought it was something for like OnlyFans, but allegedly it's something for a calendar. And then Martell kept saying that Mel suggested for him to do this. And I was like, Mel? I was like, she's not talking to you, so what, Mel? And then in comes this lady who he says her name is Malinka, and he calls her Mel, and allegedly she's been a childhood friend of his, and now recently, like as in the past several months, has now decided to be his manager and help him, quote, rebrand his image. And I can't, you guys, I can't. And then he's riding on the coattails of his kids, because, they wrote the children's book, of course. So Martell is trying to, he's trying to, copy Mel in terms of all these ventures and things she's got going on. But I'm confused about the OnlyFans calendar shoot that he's doing, and why they had to take a break in the shoot, because Martell said that they forgot the baby oil. And instead of having your manager run out and get the baby oil, or an assistant go out and get the baby oil, he caused Destiny to go pick him up some baby oil. Now, why are you calling your ex-wife's, quote, friend to pick up some baby oil? And I've been listening a lot to Melody's interviews promoting the show and discussing the fallout with her and Destiny. And after watching tonight's episode and tonight's interaction between Destiny and Martell, Destiny's a double agent, and she was never Melody's friend to begin with, right? And if it just seems like to me that she was there to feed Martell information about Mel so that he could get more sneakier with his cheating. And that's not a friend at all, right? Because a friend you're supposed to be able to confide things in, and they're not supposed to be telling your business and ratting your business out to other people, especially your spouse. Like, what? Like, if you're having concerns and things about your marriage, and then you're running that back to Martell, and then he still doesn't care and still is out here cheating, getting mistresses pregnant. And that just makes this even worse for Martell. This just makes him look 100 times worse. That probably all of the things that Mel had been confiding and everything else, and it's just awful. This whole thing is awful, because Martell could have used that intel to, I don't know, stop cheating, leaving the side chick alone, not getting the side chick pregnant, and trying to work on his marriage to Mel. He literally had like a beeline to do the right thing and stop being trifling of a husband to Mel, and instead he went to the extreme with, the side chick, and was even more reckless than before, to where everybody was forced to come out with everything, because your mistress getting pregnant, there's nothing else to come back from, right? And in 2 of the 3 pregnancies, she was pregnant at the same time as Mel with her last 2 kids. Like, make it make sense. But with all that said, Destiny definitely is attracted to Martell. I don't care what she says, their little interaction, their little flirting or whatever else, because I heard Martell make the comment basically that he wasn't interested in Malika, but, Destiny, on the other hand, in terms of who could put baby oil on him, yeah. He didn't want Malinka to put no baby oil on, but he didn't mind if Destiny wanted to. And I think she low-key likes him. I think she low-key likes him, and she enjoys flirting with him and entertaining his foolishness, because if you were ever a friend to Mel and you know all the crap that Martell put her through, why would you stay with him? Like, it's just too much. It's just too much. She was never Mel's friend, and I am completely sus of her. And I was always sus of her from the beginning, but even just everything now that, you know, Melody has revealed in these interviews just really shows how much of a snake Destiny was to Mel. And Mel has every right to cut all these people loose. They're up here throwing shade, Destiny and Martell are, about how Mel doesn't have friends or how Mel loses friends. Here's the thing. Do you want to be lifelong friends with somebody who isn't loyal to you, is two-faced about you, is telling all of your business to everybody else and things that you're hoping that they're sharing in confidence? Like, what in the world? So if that means that Mel's losing friends because people in Huntsville are thirsty and want to get the tea on Melody to run back to Martell, then of course she has every right to leave all these people alone. And so then the episode then moves forward with Miss Melody, and she meets up with STORMI, and STORMI's giving me a mix of a little Ratchet, a little Carlos King special. And they're meeting up because, of course, Mel's rebranding, because obviously this is several months ago when she's about to relaunch her skincare line, because as you'll recall, originally, the original skincare line that was supposed to come out, that was when she was still married to Martell. And then remember, it got delayed, and then the divorce and things happened. So she completely rebranded because obviously she dissolved all businesses associated with her and Martell and completely started over. So she was trying to get some advice from STORMI, because STORMI apparently runs like a beauty line or hair care line or something of that sort. And STORMI was trying to explain to her the importances of, you know, how you're going to need a warehouse and different things to run the business. But then it went a little bit left because STORMI sounded like a Twitter user and was asking Mel about the fellatio comment during the reunion. And I'm like, whoa. If you're Melody's friend, why are you bringing up something to where Melody was trying to deflect the situation, or possibly said that as a way to piss off Martell? And you're trying to bring this up on national television, and you're supposedly, quote, her friend? No. No friend of mine is going to be bringing up something that makes me look bad on national television. Point blank, period. So hopefully Melody is mindful of STORMI in the future and keeps her at arm's length and doesn't, you know, make the mistake that she made with Destiny and telling her too much of her business, because I see how STORMI works. She likes getting tea on people and then blowing it up at the wrong time to where everybody looks bad. So be careful, Mel. Fair warning. So we'll see how this thing goes with STORMI, but that was a little weird that she did that. So then from there, you know, we then go to the Scotts, who I think desperately want this to be their show. Like, I can't. So actually, Letitia looked nice in her purple suit at the office with MARSAU, but I have an issue with all of her confessional looks. Whoever is styling her for her confessional looks needs to be fired. Like, what are they doing? What are they putting on Letitia? Because she looks a hot mess in these confessionals, and I don't understand. They decided at their scene with Tisha and MARSAU to have like this small talk, talking about, you know, how they're supposed to be working on Scott Manor. However, it just sounds like it's just delayed. And now, you know, they're in this rental property for the past 30 months. And it's just delayed. I hope this isn't a situation with Sheree, you know, where this is a never land type of situation. I hope at some point there is, you know, homes that are going to be built on this land, because this is crazy. So in walks Miss Wanda, because you know Wanda has to make an appearance on this show, and she has to be Tisha's mouthpiece to say the things that Tisha is afraid to say to her own husband. And I personally would be embarrassed if I have to call my own mother or even my father to come over and handle my husband because I can't. No. That's not going to ever happen. So she's over there and they're up here talking about the fact that, you know, her and Tisha are investing and possibly doing a food truck. And MARSAU is like, whoa. You didn't discuss this with me, this and that. And it is just going left. And Wanda's talking about she wants to name it some show enough potatoes or whatever. And or Wanda show enough potatoes. And I was like, I can't. This already sounds ratchet and a hot mess. And how she wants it extra loaded potatoes, like super loaded. And I'm like, this sounds like a Luther heart attack waiting to happen. Make it stop. What is happening? And so then they move forward with that. And MARSAU's like, well, maybe I'll invest. Maybe I'll invest if, you know, somebody can make me some coffee. And that was like the, you know, Tisha, get up and be my home waker and, you know, make me coffee or whatever. And Tisha didn't take the bait or what have you. And so then Wanda, and I think Tisha did that on purpose because she knew that her mom was going to grill MARSAU about the picture. And so then right at that moment she started asking MARSAU a bunch of questions. And I don't know what this thing is that him and Maurice do where they try to, you know, think that them not giving an answer means that they have the upper hand, but really all it does is it makes you look guilty. It makes you look like you have something to hide. And even MARSAU said as much in the confessional and is like, well, why are you asking about details about the picture and details about this and that? And he's like, even if I had a secret, why would I tell you? So that right there tells you the mentality, right? And instead of saying anything to ease your wife or ease your mother-in-law's concerns, you feed into the nonsense because Wanda previously brings up, you know, the 20 girlfriend rumors and now the alleged rumors that, you know, MARSAU and Martell have an apartment or have a place together, which obviously would be a place that they can bring mistresses to and do whatever with. And then I found it very interesting when Wanda was asking about the picture and asking, you know, because she was trying to say that, you know, birds of a feather flock together. And MARSAU made the comment, I've never been with Martell one-on-one in Huntsville. And I was like, oh, so you've been on one-on-one with Martell in other locations, just not in Huntsville, because obviously that would be like, you know, opening a can of worms. Anybody could spot you and expose you. But in another location, like that Atlanta trip, there's nobody there to expose you. So I found that very interesting that he made it a point to say, you know, not in Huntsville. But what he didn't say is outside of Huntsville, everything's fair game. So there is that for you. There is that tea. And for people saying, oh, there's no proof, there's no receipts, this and that, or the receipts aren't tangible or whatever, MARSAU's telling you without telling you what he's doing. He's basically he's admitted in his own way that he's done his dirt. However, he's not going to give you the satisfaction of giving you that information and giving you the tea on what his dirt actually is, because he still wants to keep it as the upper hand because he still thinks that he's getting away with things. And so he thinks by him not answering and then him trying to, and this is the other thing that him and Maurice do, right? Is not only do they not answer certain questions that then leaves things more up to speculation and suspicion, but then they flip the question back around to you and gaslight you, and then they keep making up all of these other scenarios or twisting around the words that you're asking them, to the point that you get so frustrated and pissed off and either want to change the subject or cuss them out or whatever. And it just goes completely left. And then it's no longer about the original issue at hand, because now you're manipulating the situation to make it look as though the person asking you if you're cheating, making them look like they're the crazy one. So I peeped that game, you know, from point blank period. And people that are trying to stick up for MARSAU and saying that the Africa trip, there was no lady there, can you explain then the lipstick on the straw that was sitting directly across from him? Can you explain that? So this whole thing where people are saying, oh, if I don't see MARSAU, like Tisha basically is coming across as though she needs to physically see MARSAU in the act of cheating, needs to physically see him being intimate with another woman to believe that he's cheating. And that is insanity to me. That is complete and utter insanity, because there are other signs of somebody cheating that has nothing to do with you having to see them being intimate for you to get confirmation that your husband's a cheater. So that's on that. But I think ultimately, if MARSAU is cheating, he is cheating with women who have as much to lose as him, and that is why people are scared to fully expose him. Whereas with Martell, he messes with anything who doesn't care, and doesn't have anything to lose and wants their own 15 minutes of fame. So therefore, she doesn't care about airing anybody out. And that's the difference. It's not that MARSAU's a better cheater or that he's more, discreet or anything like that, because friends and other people who know these alleged mistresses that keep popping up every so often have enough receipts to where MARSAU is at least revealing enough in text messages and DMs on how he moves as a cheater, on how he doesn't stay at certain high-end hotels. Well, I guess technically, it depends on what type of Hilton and Marriott, I should say, that you consider high-end. But that he doesn't stay at certain hotels where, quote, he can be recognized. So there's definitely methods to the madness. There's definitely something there. And I am not of the, world, oh, if we didn't see it, it didn't happen. No. Because when there's smoke, there's fire. If there was nothing, these rumors would have stopped season 1. But the fact that they keep continuing, the fact that more people keep coming out and trying to DM different bloggers and trying to expose different things, but they have to do it a secret way because now it's to the point that the friends of the mistresses are trying to expose it, but, obviously they have limited receipts. So there's something there. It's just a matter of there's no smoking gun at this time that Maurice is, and MARSAU, really for that matter, are caught red-handed. So that brings us now to Maurice. So next in the episode, Kimmy stops by Jalen's place. Jalen's up here joking that he has a naked woman upstairs. And, basically that his mom and stepfather kind of just rolled into his house. And they were like, well, hey, the door was unlocked. Like, hey, we're just going to kind of swing through. And, they were like, you always come to our house. And he's like, well, I come over your house because I need something or I want to pick stuff up. And so they have like their little small talk or whatever else. And then they get into the picture. And so Jalen says that he's in his feelings because he's trying to figure out, what's up with the picture. Then he does a deep dive into the social media comments and he feels that there's more tea on his family that the public knows compared to what he knows. And then he's up here asking, okay, is Maurice cheating on my mom? Like, what is going on? What is happening? And so they're all trying to smooth it over. But to be honest with you, Kimmy and Maurice did not sound convincing at all. Because if you'll remember the last episode, Kimmy basically said that if Maurice did cheat on her in 2015, it didn't matter because they weren't husband and wife. So that right there tells me everything I need to know, which then has me then sus about their arrangement and how they originally got together in the midst of, the Maurice and Kawhi situation. See how it all kind of comes back full circle with how messy these unions have come to be. And then karma's coming back, full force. So that's on that. But, next we get into Mel's pajama jam, slumber party, what have you. And, Kimmy's there. Tiffany is there, coming in hot, being messy as ever. Stormi, of course, is there. She's the new friend. And Mel keeps introducing these people, right? And so now we have another friend that Miss Mel introduces, and that is Letitia's cousin, Kiki. Kiki, do you love me? Are we riding? But it's hilarious. It is hilarious at this point because apparently they have been friends longer than Mel and Letitia. And it is just a hot mess. Kimmy is sus of the whole thing. And then Tisha's cousin, Kiki, she's acting all dumb like, oh, where's the other Mrs. Scott? And you're trying to tell me you didn't have a conversation beforehand to confirm whether or not your cousin was going to be at the sleepover? Come on now. Come on now. And so then they are talking about the picture. And I will agree with Stormi in this particular scene because she was trying to speak game to Kimmy. While Kimmy was trying to be all, well, I'm inclined to believe what my husband says. No, here's the thing. Stormi basically broke it down. She said, everybody knows that there's been tons of rumors over the years about MARSAU and his cheating. However, it was an opportunity to also throw his brother under the bus so that he could stop getting all the heat of being a cheater, of being a liar, and basically posted that picture to say, hey, my brother's been around Martell and his mistress too. Not just me. So he knew exactly what he was doing, and he wanted to shift the conversation about his indiscretions and turn it over to Maurice's alleged transgressions. And Kimmy didn't want to hear it. Kimmy's trying to walk out of this and trying to make it seem as though, well, I talked to my husband and he said no. No, here's the thing. If you are a cheater, why would you admit to cheating if there's no receipts, right? I mean, just common sense. The first thing a cheater is going to do is deny. The lying is the basis of the cheating in the first place. So they're not going to come out and be like, oh yeah, I cheated on you. Come on now. And so then Kimmy and Tiffany had to sit down and they're up here talking about, how Kimmy said she was fired from the Chamber of Commerce and everything else. And so Tiff, she's just going in, man. She's just being a little mean girl. And, and then Stormi and Mel sit down and, she's just at it. And so, Stormi comes in hot. She comes in asking the messy questions. And then Tiffany gets messy back talking about, well, I don't understand what this is a big deal about, what my status was at the Chamber of Commerce. It's not like, you guys are asking about things that are so old, like when I was like 12. And I was like, oh, no. She is on one, you guys, on one. So the climax of everything that took place was the conversation that switched back to Letitia prior to this whole Tiffany drama. And that was, Kimmy felt a certain way that Tisha's cousin was there and not Letitia, and felt a certain way that they were discussing Letitia and she wasn't there to defend herself, and that if they were going to have all this conversation about her, why wasn't she just invited? And so basically, then the conversation switches over to Kiki to try to get tea. And so basically she said, hey, these MARSAU rumors of him cheating are not new, and that, she's had several conversations with Tisha about her husband, and that, she's going to handle her. But basically what I got out of this is that this show was not the first time there was cheating allegations against MARSAU, and that they've handled some sort of cheating in the past. And Kiki told me all of that without saying it directly. So if Letitia's own cousin is confirming that there is something there to the rumors, and Mel had already told us, as well as Martell, because remember, they're kind of on a despite everything that's happened, they're on a united front with this MARSAU cheating thing. And if he does have an apartment with Martell, if they've now decided to do their cheating outside of Huntsville now because of the show and everything else, but even though they were doing this prior to the show, boy, even more so because of the show and how many fans are of the show, that now they're renting out Airbnbs, maybe instead of staying at hotels, maybe having their own apartments, so that way it is more discreet. Nobody is going to know what they're up to. Nobody's going to be like, oh, hey, MARSAU from Love and Marriage Huntsville is staying here at the Ritz-Carlton by himself or whatever. People aren't going to do that if you have your own residence to take people to instead. So it's just all a mess, you guys. It is all a mess. I have a feeling that Tisha is going to be more upset with Kimmy than Kiki for being at Mel's slumber party, but it's just so messy. It's so messy, but hey, I mean, what I mean, has Kiki, I know she's never been on the show, but has she been at any of these events the past 4 seasons or the past 4 years and just didn't film on camera? Because I just find it hilarious that now she's filming season 4. And one thing Mel's going to do as executive producer is she's going to find people to film with, if nothing else. But here's the thing. It is a little ratchet, with the STORMI thing, and now Kiki, messing, throwing her cousin under the bus. But here's the thing. A lot of the cast, it's kind of been stale, right? And we needed to pivot away from Martell's cheating and the side chick, because it got to a point where everybody was just piling on Mel and trying to have sympathy for Martell and trying to gaslight Melody and trying to make Melody look like the villain and everything else. I don't care if you like Mel or not, but here's the thing. No, I am never a proponent of cheating. And not only cheating, but openly disrespecting your wife and humiliating her. And by extension of that, also embarrassing your kids and stressing your kids out. And then, on top of it, having a baby by the mistress. And the mistress is out here doing interviews with people, trying to expose people. But she basically says the same thing in every single interview and tells us nothing new. So that essentially was the episode. Previews for next episode are that Maurice is asking MARSAU for an apology, and MARSAU is looking at him like, what? And then it shows Martell, once again, not filming with the cast. I guess him and Destiny are going to film together. And, he's up here filming with his mom, that there's some sort of book signing or book launch, and the kids are supposed to be there, and he's waiting on Mel, and he's calling, and he's not getting a response and everything else. So we'll see what comes of that. We'll see if these kids show up for the book signing and if they're just creating suspense or drama for the show, and we will go from there. But those are all of the thoughts that I have on this episode. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys watch this episode? What do you think of the Destiny and Martell dynamic? Because with the interviews that Melody did this week, coupled with what I saw tonight, Destiny was never Mel's friend to begin with. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again very soon.